Unapologetically Angela. I know back home it is 5:38 a.m., but it is 12:38 p.m. where I am. So I just want to check in with you. When you get up today, at some point you'll see this video. Just checking in. I am finally in a good place now from after having mommy tummy, y'all. And it was unbelievable. I know people were, laughing and joking, but it put me down. And even when I felt like I was a little better, I still needed to be patient with my stomach because now my body is getting a little more acclimated to the weather here, the food, the water, the process. So I feel a lot better. I think for the past 2 days, I've been able to eat and hold food in my body. And, my metabolism is extremely fast. So I was starving, but I'm a lot better now. So thank you for those who checked in on me and sent your blessings to me. I'm a lot better. So on my last video, I asked people if they had questions for me or things they wanted to know as I talked about my experience here in Egypt, to send me or drop me a line. So one of the things that has been really funny to me is one of my followers of Relationship Rhetoric was like, normally when you were interviewing people, you be so fly and you have on your makeup and your earrings and your shirts. Well, here's the thing. I am just trying to get adjusted, and it is taking a minute. It's really dusty here, so when I go out, the dust is on my face, and my face tends to feel irritated. I'm also, using bottled water and showering in the water, like I said once before, that is full of chlorine. So I have not yet gotten my skin used to this weather and this atmosphere enough to put makeup on my face without it aggravating me. I don't typically wear makeup all the time anyway. I think I've worn makeup to school maybe twice. So once my skin gets a little more adjusted, I'll try the makeup thing again. A lot of has happened. I didn't realize, I think I've only been here 11 days, but it's just some things that have been very interesting. I posted on my Facebook page about the power outages. They have those, I know, in my area, and especially my area because I'm by the college. They are a stickler on power and how much power is used. And because we're dealing with the college and some of the dorms and the parents live in the area, we tend to have a lot more power outages. They don't last very long. I think the longest that I've experienced so far has been maybe 30 minutes, but it's given me a chance to get off my computer. I get in my head, I get to writing, and I get so caught up that I don't take a moment and just sit and enjoy. So I sit out on my balcony, and I either pot my plants or just stare and look and think and try to be still. It's very interesting because one of the things that I'm learning about myself, and I think the power outage kind of helped me with that, is I am a person that tends to isolate myself. I am a mixture of both, even though I'm a Capricorn. My moon is in Gemini, so both of those personalities are extremely dominant. And I have a tendency to want to isolate myself a lot. But in this situation, because I am isolated, because no one else lives on my street, I live on 210, so there are people that live on 26, there are people that live on 200, there are people that live, but you have to walk to them. It's not a convenience of just getting in the car and going to see your friend. And so I'm trying to make a conscious effort to make sure that I try to be open to having a community of people around me that does, require that I come out every now and again, because your social skills tend to suffer the more you isolate and you feel like you're only safe in your home. And it made no sense to come all the way to Egypt to just stay in my bubble. So I've done my thing. I love to plan. So I've planned my life out, my days and the things that I'm going to be focusing on and working. But I also made sure that I strategically planned an outing. It's 5 other African American women here with me in the cohort that I'm in. So we've talked about planning game nights and family nights because they have children, and I love children. So just to be able to have that type of family community unit is going to be very important to me. I had to get myself out of there because I was adamant. I'm good. I'm okay. But being alone and being isolated back home, where in actuality I'm still surrounded by people who had access to me, is different from being isolated in a country where you don't know anyone. So that felt really good this week to actually step out like that. I think one of the things that was really interesting to me is, and that was kind of getting on my nerves, because I have a routine in the morning. My mornings are very peaceful. I'm quiet. There's no noise. There's no one. My children, when I was raising my kids at the house, they knew morning was quiet time. Everybody get in your zone. Everybody set your tone for the day. Do what you need to do. Um, and so here, everybody's up early. They're washing their cars. We hear the horns honking. You know, the bus ride to school is like, if you're from Memphis, it's like riding the zip and pimping. Not only is the thing doing this, but every bump you feel. So it's getting me outside of my comfort zone and finding that peace that I have within. So I get my headphones sometimes. I'm learning to use the mornings to do my reading so that I can really hone in on, finding that peace in any situation. It's really easy for some, to have peace in a surrounding when it's just you. But the true task comes in is when you can find peace in chaos. So I think that's one of my goals, one of my tasks, why I'm here, all the things that are going on around me, because Egypt is a fast city. Egypt is always moving. Even in the daytime, it may be the older people up and out, but they are up and out and they are on the hustle. They're selling their fruit, they're delivering food, they're selling their fish. They are out early. And my pickup is about 6:50. They are out. They are washing cars. They're getting ready. They're picking up the other expats that need to go to work and so forth and so on. And then in the evening, midday, the middle-aged people are getting off work, coming home, hustle and bustle, going to the grocery store, picking up their children. At night, the young people are out and about, socializing, talking. This city does not sleep, so it's always moving. So, I'm learning to find my peace in the midst of all the chaos, and then coming into the space and again appreciating the isolation because I've been out in the world absorbing so much all day long. Um, Something else that's really shocking to me is I've seen a lot of disabled people, people with deformities, people missing limbs, people who just are suffering from some type of disability. And I've been to Costa Rica and I've been to China on an educational basis, but I've also traveled and I've never seen as many as I've seen here. Back home, we see quite a bit, especially with our homeless population, and especially because I work in a school system. But here, there's not been a day that has gone by that I have not seen a person who has some type of physical handicap. I know disabled is not the word that we're using now. I can't remember what it is, but somebody with some type of physical challenge. And it's been very interesting to me. But they're still a proud people. There's no begging. There's no sense of suffering. They're a proud people. They're moving across the expressway like everybody else. But it's just interesting to see how they're treated and how they move about in the world, in this fast-paced world. And the last thing is the stray animals. I don't know if I talked about this before, but there's a lot of stray cats, a lot of stray dogs around. My area is mainly like in the back area. We have a lot of cats. And like you see on cartoons, cats really do sit up on the ledge and sing all night long, just singing to each other, don't care about the humans trying to sleep. They just sing. And then in the front area of my home, it's just a lot of dogs. They don't bother you. They don't follow you. They're not aggressive. They just lay out and about under the cars, on top of the cars. And what I've noticed with the expats is they are so willing to go up and rub the dog, talk to the dog, let the dogs and the animals eat out of their hands and things of that nature. But we were told, not necessarily to do that unless you plan on bringing the animal in and making it your own. I noticed today walking home that there are quite a few of the dogs that have been tagged. So they are keeping up with the animals. They are keeping up with who's been given their shots and spayed and neutered and things of that nature, which I thought was very interesting. I had never seen, I know I've been here, I think I said 11 or 12 days, not sure yet, but I have noticed that quite a few of them have been tagged. I haven't seen any tagged cats yet. Around the school, there's like 4 albino cats, and they have to be related because one has a blue eye, one has a gray eye, one has a green eye. They're all in the same family. And we have cat moms with us, so they're feeding the cats on a regular basis, so they can't wait for the bus to pull up. But thank you so much for those of you who are tuning in to listen. This is really like my virtual diary, and it gives me an opportunity to just recap some of the things that I'm experiencing. Once I get over this hump, maybe in the next couple of days, I really want to finish up the month of August just talking about the experience of being here in Egypt. But I want this to be very intentional about the emotional impact that this is having on me as well. I've never gone away from home with the intention of being gone this long, other than college. And so at 46 years old, this is definitely a leap for me. And I'm excited to see what happens. If it lasts 6 months, if it lasts a year, if it goes to the 2 years, who knows? But the fact of the matter is that I trusted enough to take the leap. And I've learned so much about myself and created so much within the past 10 days just to start the work on figuring out who Angela is outside of Memphis, Tennessee is really exciting. So thank you so much for those of you who are even interested. If nobody even watched, at least I have this for my record to be able to share the legacy with my children and my grandchildren. So I love you all. I hope you're having a wonderful day or getting up to begin a wonderful day. Or if you're on the other side of the world and you're ending a day, know that somebody loves you and somebody is moving about with you on their minds and on their hearts. And I hope to see and hug some of you very, very soon. Thank you.